yeah. Ball in my court, high step is a layup. My life like a movie, just keep moving, it's a trailer. Chefing in my kitchen, got me trying to get my cake up. I thank God for all this coming to me, not straight up. Ball in my court, high step is a layup.
Like people like us, yes, there's people like us that are breaking through, but it's really the ex-NBA players on their podcast is really what's fucking up the league. I mean, fucking up ESPN and whatnot. I mean, not saying that we aren't. You know, I mean, media people are. I'm breaking through like absolutely every day, but it's not that. It's really the Matt Barnes, the Steven Jacksons, the JJ Reddick's. Those people are the ones that are fucking up the game for everybody because they have validation. They have stories that like the media can never talk about.
It's also just that brick and mortar is fading out when people could produce their own shows.
Yeah,
that's part of it too.
I'm talking about those people, like,
but just in general, like anybody that could produce their own show might bring more value because they don't have to pay for like a studio. They just
all those motherfuckers are getting their studios paid for. Like
I know, I understand, but what I'm saying is it's cheaper than being at like a First Take type studio. It's a cheaper production.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, just
to rent out a space on South Street Seaport is different than a studio where you could make like any studio look nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think the first studio I think of is Gil's Arena.
That's a nice one.
It's first of all, he didn't pay for nothing. Like Adidas paid for it all. He just called Adidas, was like, I want to talk, and they're like, sure, we'll figure it out. They have producers in like a dark room in the back that is talking to them in their ear. You know what I mean? So it's like any studio that you see. They got a basketball court. They got a freaking
No, I'm not saying it. No, I'm not saying it's not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know that ESPN is an entire network, so it's not just about like Gil's show. It's about all this other shit. They have an entire channel that they have to fill up stuff with.
And now on digital too.
So it's it's tough. It's that way is tough. Like you see Sports Illustrated just went out of business.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they just
I mean, it feels like it would have went out of business a long time ago already though. Like not a lot of people read magazines.
I mean, bro, but nobody first of all, they weren't doing magazines like they used to. Like every single media outlet was analog at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody converted to digital, so Sports Illustrated converted to digital. Problem is that they didn't do it as well, like they probably had a bunch of old people that couldn't conform and they didn't bring in any new juice because like if they were smart, they would have partnered up with somebody like House of Highlights early before ESPN partnered with them. You know what I mean? ESPN saw, oh, wow, people are going to House of Highlights before they go to ESPN to see highlights now. Let's give him more money than he could ever make right now to secure him because he's going to make more money than us probably in 20 years. You know what I mean? That's how smart business people kind of control the situation. They can, kind of monopolize the industry.
Speaking of controlling the situation, we're on, right?
Yeah, we're on.
Speaking of controlling the situation, Giannis is controlling the situation in Milwaukee.
Gone!
Handpicked the coach, then basically got rid of him. And everybody knew that was the case, but then more and more reports came out that he wasn't happy. He was in press conferences, says everybody has to do their job better, even the guy doing the laundry. But he was really talking about the coach.
I mean, you heard him you heard him yesterday talking about he's like, oh no, I like Adrian Griffin. I love him. I invited him to my wedding. Like, yo, here's the thing, man. Like, this is one thing I really want to talk about. Bro, why does it feel like teams are constantly making tweaks even when they haven't proven that they can't win in a certain circumstance?
It's the times that we're in.
Dog, it's like, fam, y'all, I've never seen a coach lose on a winning streak.
You think it's because we're in instant gratification culture when it comes to everything now?
Yeah, I think we're super anxious as people, right? And I think people often, because of the way media has turned the way we perceive stuff,
Yeah.
people often just highlight all of the things that you're not and not see what the things that you are, right? Okay, their defense has gotten worse. We get it. You got Dame. You got rid of Drew Holiday.
Yo, you want to hear something funny? You know how everybody's talking about the Indiana Pacers offensive rating is so crazy? The Bucks are right there if you look at it.
Literally a point away.
Yeah.
They're literally a point away. They're
Yeah.
the number 2 rated team in the NBA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yes, you lost a huge piece defensively, right? You got rid of a defensive-minded coach. Okay, yeah, some of your defensive stuff is going to be slacking a little bit. But you guys are like 22, ranked 22, 21 in the league in defense.
Mhm.
Like, you're 2-3 points away from being in the middle of the pack, and you're one of the best offensive teams in the league, and your second best record in the NBA, but you're like, oh my God, we don't got a chance to win a championship. Like, I think one of the things, you know, we can go back to Michael Jordan again a little bit, right?
Come
Just a
on,
tiny
bro.
bit.
No Kobe and Michael Jordan.
No, just a Michael Jordan thing, right? I think
rest in
one of
peace,
the
Kobe.
things that impressed people the most is that Mike was like, okay, you know, this is who we got. We gonna go win it. You know, like he never went up begging, oh, I need a new coach. I need somebody else. We need another rebounder. We need going up. You know, like every day I feel like these stars are constantly begging for, we need another piece. We need another piece. We need, like every day the media is talking about, oh man, OKC, they got so many draft picks. They got so much trade, equity, blah, blah, blah. Like what they need another 2-3 pieces. Bro, y'all got a great team right here, right now. You have a chance to win a championship. I'm not saying you're the favorites, but you have a chance to win a championship. Every single team that is in the mix is still talking about, we need to add another piece. We need to get this. We need to do this. It's like, what are you chasing? The number 1 seed? Is it always the number 1 seed that wins the championship? No, it's not. Like, I'm constantly seeing this shit. I'm like, yo, just strap up and go play sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I don't think the OKC is really looking to make another move.
Lauri Markkanen.
Is that like who? You guys have great chemistry right now. A great team. I'm not saying Lauri Markkanen is not a great player. He is a great player. He's a winning player.
Yes.
How does that change the dynamic of your team, though? Like what? Can you not win a championship? And even if you get Lauri Markkanen, are you guaranteed? Are you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, winning a championship, I don't think is as much is about the players. Like, yes, there's a significant amount that has to do with the players. You have to have the certain players to be in the mix. But I think winning the championship is a mentality thing at the end of the day, right? Let's strap up and get it done, right? So I think that there's too many players. Like, I mean, the Knicks are looking to tweak. Like, everybody's looking to tweak. Like, Knicks are playing well. Like, y'all, I'm not saying y'all gonna win a championship, but y'all are good enough as is to be in the mix. And you see how things can change in a turned ankle, in a suspension, whatever, and you could be right. All you got to do is just stay packed, be in the mix.
In life, don't you believe either you're getting better or you're getting worse? Like the Warriors, they got KD, right, when they were already great. And that allowed them to be even more great. Or even like people say that KD saved them.
Bro, people often are trying to get, I think human beings are so caught up externally more than ever now these days about what is outside that I can get to make me better. Yes, you were right. You're either getting worse or getting better, but don't factor in playing together, developing more chemistry with the players that you already have, developing my individual skill set is also a way to get better. You don't have to go externally to get something else. You don't have to get somebody else. Like OKC is getting better every single day just because they're playing together and knowing each other more. And Jalen Williams is understanding. I'm a player in this league now. I'm putting up numbers right now. You know what I mean?
Is the Jalen Williams thing starting to feel like the Harden thing a little bit? Like he's going to make some money somewhere else and become a superstar somewhere else?
I mean, probably he's gonna make some more money somewhere else. But I think that like at the end of the day, I think he is he's a valuable asset for them. They're not gonna let him walk. Like they're probably gonna trade him. You know what I mean? Like
I wonder how they're gonna pay all those guys though.
Yeah, they might not be able to pay all those guys, but they could easily trade him, right? Before his contract is up, because he is a winning player today.
100%.
Second year in the NBA,
100%.
He's shooting over 50% from the field, right? He is
two-way player.
Two-way player.
Create his own shot.
He's 6'5", but he's got a 7'2" wingspan, and he can guard 1 through 4.
And plays well in transition, all that shit.
He can create from himself. I think over 50% of his points are isolation or unassisted.
Man, that guy's a star, bro.
He's a star, right?
Yeah.
But what is the NBA now? Is it like do you have, if you are Jalen Williams, do you have to be like, bro, I got to go get my bag. I got to be a superstar somewhere else.
Depends on him. That's all on him.
That's what, like that OKC team. One thing I know about them, and this is why I give them a very, very good shot of winning a championship
This season.
Okay. They all fuck with each other heavy. Those guys are really, really close, fam. Like, they all went to Chet's high school game to support him when he's got his jersey retired, right?
It's funny you said that. I said that to somebody who he kind of always gets like we were talking about Chet. And he didn't think he was going to be as good as I thought Chet was. And I sent him that post, and I was like, Chet and his supporting cast.
Yeah. I mean, no, like,
they mess with each other. And SGA is like a quiet superstar. He expresses himself in the fashion, not with the.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. No, but
Did you see that shade he sent to Anthony Edwards? I know you usually catch all this stuff. I don't know if you caught that.
I don't know if I caught that.
Oh, so Anthony Edwards was basically saying you can't touch Shea, and Shea put on a post on Instagram.
I did see that.
He said they talk about my post game, not my post game. You get it?
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah. So he don't like to talk, but he's like he's like swaggy with it.
I mean, I don't think it's that they don't. You can't touch Shea. I think it's Shea's got a.
You know when you know how to slow
game,
you know how to slow
He's
down.
got a very awkward, herky jerky game that just is. It's just hard to not foul a guy like that.
100%.
It's just very like he is insanely quick, and stops on the dime like this.
Yeah.
So
he has
and then he's bigger than you think he is.
He has effortless speed and a great ability to decelerate.
His jump shot is so slow, but it don't matter because he creates space like nothing else with that acceleration step back.
And he got solid elevation. Like he raises up.
He don't really raise up. He shoots almost a set shot.
In the lane, he raises. Like he gets
Not
into turns.
really. Not like
I don't think you realize, but he's raising.
Not like an NBA player raising. He's raising, but like he doesn't really get that high. He's like Harden. Harden doesn't get that high on his jump shot either. But these guys create so much space it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, like Steph is the same way. Steph barely jumps on his jump shots.
Well, the jumping really high on the jump shot thing was like a 90s thing in general.
Yeah.
People thought you had to do that to get your shot off.
I used to jump super high on jump shots, because I was a Kobe fan, and then
a lot of it.
Thanks to somebody that personally that we've talked to, fucked up my legs a little bit on some jump shots. One of your boys.
Oh.
I honestly, because of that, it actually made me stop jumping as much on jump shots, and then I realized that like I could get a quicker shot off that way.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, I honestly.
So he actually helped you.
He did help me. I shout out to who I'm talking about. Your guy.
That's my guy.
Your guy, your best friend. That's your best friend, bro.
Hey, I'll let you tell it.
Yeah.
Oh
that's
man.
Boy, Draymond Green. So yeah, but I like. I was gonna say something about Shea. I don't know, but they got a chance to win a championship this year, and I think that they should. I don't think they should touch it. I don't think that they should touch it. I think that we are in this like constant searching for a tiny bit better, tiny bit better.
And do you feel like that gives individuals and teams the advantage when they don't look for the external? Like we saw the Warriors have a crazy run because it was built from within, basically, even before the KD. Obviously, KD was external, right? And then we have the Denver Nuggets now.
Yep.
With a lot of homegrown talent. So it does feel like those teams
Absolutely, man.
are benefiting from going against the zeitgeist.
I completely agree, man. I think that there are too many executives and organizations that get caught up trying to steal a championship. Right? Like, oh man, like the Clippers are trying to steal one. That's all they want. It's one. I mean, they have 0. I get it. But they're always just tweaking things a little bit. I gotta steal one.
Quick fixes.
Like, Denver Nuggets are gonna be good for the next 5 years. They're gonna be in the mix, championship contender.
Make small moves around the fringes.
They're gonna be for the next 5 years. If OKC, I mean, no matter what, OKC is gonna be good for the next probably 7,
even if
8
Jalen
years.
Williams leaves.
Even if Jalen Williams leaves.
Yeah.
They got pieces. They got draft picks. First round draft pick next year. First round draft pick. Another first round draft pick in 2025. Like, they got pieces.
That's the other thing, though. That's why the Lauri Markkanen thing makes sense to people, because you're going to have to trade that draft equity at some point anyway, and they're close to contention now or contending now. Why not just go all in, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's like they still got Jalen Williams for this year and next year. You know what I mean? Like, they still like the amount he got better from last year to this year. Can you imagine if he goes up to the next level? Like, the thing
He
about
will.
I've told you this before, right? Championships are perfect
Gumbo stew.
That's what they are, man. That perfect conglomerate of like players that are ascending, players that are descending, players that have been humbled, contracts that are you know, people that
Players
are
that play above the contract.
Yeah.
And rookie contracts.
Underpaid, rookie contracts. Like, you know, it's a combination of all that stuff. So, like, I think that they could win a championship this year, and they're going to be better next year, and they have a good chance of stealing a championship one of these 2 years with these players, and with Jalen Williams, and still get better every single year.
This is your bag right here. Did you hear that Doc Rivers was consulting for Coach Griffin for the month before he got fired?
He was consulting for man. Adrian Griffin doesn't even look like a coach, man. I don't even know how he got the job. He don't look like he just looked like somebody who snuck in the building, bro. And somebody gave him a fucking clipboard. He always got that goofy look on, like he don't know what he's doing. His eyes are always wide open. Adrian Griffin, like, he always looked like he doesn't know who he wants to put on the game. Like I respect.
But they got like the highest offensive rating ever outside of Indiana.
He just don't look. He don't fit the coach bill. He don't look like a coach. And I liked Adrian Griffin as a player, actually. You know, he played for the Celtics. You know,
yeah,
Celtics guy.
But it feels like they could get so much better with just operating with Giannis and Dame in different ways, right? Like, maybe Coach Doc could unlock that. The cat with 9 lives, Doc.
Bro, what I don't understand. Like, this is the problem with the game that we play now. The NBA has turned into, like, let's kill people in the most difficult way that we can possibly do it. Like, people don't like pushing the easy button. I think that's why Jokic is dominating the NBA. Jokic constantly goes, what's the easiest way for us to be effective? And he implores it. Like, dog, everybody was super excited. Dame, Giannis, pick and roll. How can you stop it? Dog, you couldn't stop the Steph Draymond pick and roll at its peak. Couldn't stop it. Because if you covering Draymond, you got a hedge at 30 feet.
But not only that, you talked about Steph set great screens. Why not go even 5-1 pick and roll? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let Giannis
either
handle
both
the ball.
ways.
Yeah, like how Murray and Jokic do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and the thing about it is, like, I feel like shit that is easy, people don't fucking like doing no more. Like, why? Like, dog, I mean, if I was a big man, real talk, I have a hook shot. I don't care how ugly that shit look. If that shit was dominant, I would do it. I would fucking do it all day long. Why is nobody?
Yo, you know there's a G League player. He always plays in summer league. Small dude. All he shoots is hook shots.
Good.
He's like 6 feet.
Good.
Like, we got to get his name.
Get that motherfucker.
Give
him a contract, bro.
He got
Sunday, bro.
bro. He got every variation. Right, left, left.
I know who you're talking about, but he don't always shoot a hook shot. He just has one.
He shoots a lot of them. Okay,
He
at
has one
summer
in his
league, bro.
bag. But
Before,
I'm talking about
but in summer league, bro. Before the game,
yeah, he got that, and I know.
He
who you're
practices
talking about.
it, though.
He
He works
got
on it.
that in his bag. But that's different. Having a hook shot in your bag is different. Marcus Smart shoots a hook shot sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, he got that in his bag. But like your go-to. Like Kareem, his shit was
nobody was Kareem.
You know what he was
what
doing,
happened,
bro.
though, right?
You know what he was doing. That shit was.
You know why he developed that?
Why?
They banned the dunk in college,
Oh, they did.
so he had to develop a hook shot. Yeah, that's
Bro.
the BS, right? You're too dominant.
But I'm telling you, man, that motherfucker, that like the hook, like I get it. It's whack looking. It's ugly.
This episode could be called the hook shot.
Even like the granny shot. You saw what's his name's son, Rick Barry's son, shoots a granny shot.
He's been on the pod, my other pod,
What's his name?
Canyon.
Canyon. He
plays 3x3.
He plays for what?
3x3. You know how they doing like the Olympics? You know they're doing 3x3 for the Olympics, right?
No, I didn't know
You
that.
didn't know that?
Who he plays in 3x3
Team
team?
USA.
Oh, he's on the Team USA.
Jimmer
team?
Fredette.
Oh, Jimmer's on it.
Yeah, you didn't know 3-on-3s in the Olympics now?
I didn't know that.
That's
I need to
crazy.
get on that half court.
Yeah,
I need to get on. That's my game. No running.
yeah. I played in a tournament before. It's different though. It's 12
Make
seconds.
it take it.
12-second shot clock.
Make it take it.
No.
Oh, I can't play then.
So the crazy thing
I
is,
can't play.
you want to hear is live out the net. So you just kick it out. You gotta watch this, bro.
Oh, nah, man.
Yeah, well,
I can't.
Next
that's not my
pod.
game, bro. I need make it take it. Make it take it. I got you. You give me make it take it. I'm in the Olympics, brother.
Yeah, he shoots underhand
If
though.
you give me make it take it, I'm a first ballot Olympian. But nah. So yeah, he shoots the granny shot.
Does.
Motherfuckers that can't shoot free throws, they won't shoot the granny shot. Why?
I mean, they don't think they'll get good at it. I don't know. I don't know.
No. It's an ego thing. It's an ego thing.
You love this, bro. What's up with your narratives with everybody's?
That's not an ego thing. What is it?
I would do it if it made me better.
Okay, but why do other people do it?
Because they don't believe in it, I think.
No.
Shaq tried it for a little bit.
And he said he specifically said he didn't like it. It worked for him, but he didn't like it. He wanted to shoot a granny shot.
There's better ways to do things these days in 2024, even than that.
Then the granny shot?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm not going to get into
If you're
it
not
now.
better at if that can make you better at free throws, why not do it?
I'm just saying, like, I'm privy to information that there's better ways to do things than the granny shot from the free throw line.
Okay,
But we're not going to get
but
into a whole podcast about
I'm
that.
just saying, if it does work, then why not do it?
Because there's better ways to do things, I think. That's just my opinion.
If it gives you the best result,
If it gives you the best result, I think you should do it.
absolutely.
Yeah, but I don't think it does.
I mean,
But if it does.
it's
No, hypothetical.
There's
No.
a whole episode Rick Barry did
No,
talking about it.
hypo-
And all the players that he put on it that shot better.
If I shot 99% that way, I would do it. Trust me. I don't care.
Okay, so what if
Yeah.
you shot 55% regular and you shot 68% granny?
Granny.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to shoot the best possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People ain't people ain't doing that. I'm telling you, man. People don't want to shoot the granny for no reason. Hating on that granny shot. I mean, I was 92 anyways for,
Oh, were
for
you?
my career.
Well, 92, that's
I don't
good.
know, maybe I was like 89 or something like that. But I was an easy free throw shooter. Free throws came easy to me. But I think free throws is not about shooting. It's about just how settled you are mentally.
Speaking about Shaq, in the modern NBA, Shaq, Hakeem, who would be better?
I mean, Shaq would change the whole landscape of the modern NBA. Like, he's just too dominant. Like, I mean, Hakeem would fit better in today's NBA. I think Hakeem would be a stretch four. He'd be hitting threes. I think Hakeem could hit threes, just didn't shoot them because he, shot a higher percentage. It doesn't matter though. Shaq was so dominant that he would change the NBA. He would give all those
He did change
NBA
the NBA.
players,
He did change it. Yeah, yeah.
all those NBA players that have been, positioned out of the NBA because they're big guys who can't stretch the floor or whatnot would be all back in the NBA trying to cover Shaq. It's just too dominant. Just like there's never been anything like Shaquille O'Neal.
Is there a case that he was better than Kobe?
Better than Kobe as like his peak as a basketball player? There's a case, yeah. I mean, I just think Shaq's peak. So it's
So wait, was there like a time where you feel like Shaq was the best player in that team when he played with Kobe?
Yeah. I mean, Shaq was the best player probably for the first 4 years of Kobe's career.
Right.
I think so. 2003, 4, and 5.
When Kobe was a little bit younger,
Kobe,
right?
Yeah, Kobe was better. 2003 and 4. And then 5, he was already gone. I think 5, he was in Miami because they won in 2006. Yeah. 3 and 4, Kobe was better. Shaq was injured. He didn't take it seriously. He didn't get surgery until.
You read Phil's book
season.
about those seasons?
No, but I've gotten enough information from Phil talking about it to know, I guess, the gist of it, but I don't know the specific details.
Yeah.
I know he's coming at Kobe, but Phil's a master manipulator. Master. The best.
So was Doc Rivers consulting Adrian Griffin a month beforehand. I was listening to Austin Rivers pod. He's like, yeah, I didn't get any information from my dad, but I think he was probably hesitant to take the job because, it was Adrian Griffin's, first job. And then they probably told him, I don't know, I don't have any information, but they probably told him that we're going in another direction anyway. And I bet that's when my dad took the job. And I'm like, bro, your dad was consulting. Bro, that doesn't sound good. That's not a good look.
Bro, I don't know what's going on, man. First of all, I don't understand what credentials are needed to be a coach in the NBA.
Well, they need to be pretty
what's
good.
His resume, Doc has lost a lot. He's.
I feel like him, Tibbs, the game has passed him by.
He's got to be a good coach, but man, this dude has lost the most game 7s ever. He's lost. Only coach to lose 3-1 deficits 3 times. There's something about when the going gets tough as teams crumble. I don't understand that. I hear that he's a great motivational speaker. That's what I hear.
He's a great speaker. I mean, I think he's good on podcasts and commentary.
Yeah. They say that his speeches are like Al Pacino, Any Given Sunday type. Really? No. Like Paul Pierce and Garnett say that all the time, and Perk. They say that his speeches, remember this Doc speech when he said this about this, so apparently, he's a really, really good motivator, but something else is missing, man. That dude's lost.
He keeps getting chances.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't even a good coach in Orlando. I don't know how he got the Boston situation.
Won it there.
Yeah, but he did win it there. Definitely. But honestly, I don't think people give him enough credit for losing to in 2010 to Kobe and the Lakers. Yeah, I mean, obviously I was rooting for the Lakers. I'm a Kobe fan, but I thought that series was over. I really thought that the Celtics were gonna win. They blew that. I don't think he they were up 3-2. I don't think he gets enough criticism about that loss. That was pretty bad. And then all the other losses as well too. So I don't know, man, but maybe he pulls it off again.
So I just had Jason McIntyre on my pod, and I'll ask you the same question that I asked him, or we could talk about it. Cat had 62 the same night that Embiid dropped 70. That's pretty crazy stuff for that to happen in the same night. What does that tell you about the modern NBA, the state of the modern NBA?
I mean, both of those games, yes, that's great, but you got to think about, first of all, the time of the season, right? This is the lull of the right before the All-Star break. Nobody's taking it as seriously. I think the teams that are at the top of the pack aren't going as hard. Like, it's just the middle of the NBA.
Cat shit was crazy.
Cat was on fire.
Yo, that shit. He was like Embiid. It sounds crazy, but it didn't feel like Embiid was in his zone. Like Cat was in the zone, especially that first half.
Yeah. I mean, Cat was hitting shots.
Once his
But-
feet
but
set,
he also-
it's over.
Yeah, but that's Cat has a very Klay Thompson type-ish like of ignition when he's hot because he's a type of guy who doesn't dribble. He'll just catch it and shoot it from wherever he is and he can hit it. That's a difficult person to play against, you know what I mean? So, he was just shooting. One thing like I just think that like Cat was hunting. Like Chris Finch even said it. Like, he started off hot and then he just started.
How you feel about how Chris Finch handled that?
That's how I want to be coached. But I don't think it's good for the modern NBA because players are super sensitive these days. But that's how I would want to be coached. I want, you know what I mean? I also love what Ant said about it after the game. Like, he didn't directly
You sent that
call
to
him
me.
out.
Yeah, you sent that to me.
Oh, I sent that to you.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't directly call him out, but like Ant, it's like, this is why I think Ant is going to be a great player. Like, he's 22 years old, I think.
But he was kind of calling the whole team out, right?
Yeah, and like
Even himself.
that stuff is personal to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I respect that. And I think that even though he's like he jokes around a lot, he feels like he's the type of person that can like
Garner respect?
Force a level of respect where people are like, oh, okay, Ant's serious right now. Let's shut up and do what we got to do. You know what I mean? So I think he'll get that with age. Even though, like, they're a great team and they feel like they have I think they have a more complete team
You think they have
than
OKC, or that?
OKC.
You think they have a better chance than OKC?
No, I think they have a lesser chance, even though I think they're a more complete team, right? I just think that there's some issues. I think there's some hierarchy issues on the team. Even though like
Everybody knows it's Ant. as the
everybody
guy.
knows it's Ant, but I don't think Cat does. That's the problem. I think everybody knows except Cat. So
Nah, Cat has to know by now.
I think Cat sees it, but he's like,
Okay, look
I
how.
don't know,
All
like,
right, look
I mean-
look how they run offense and look at the numbers.
I know, right? Cat's like, well, who's getting paid the most? So I need the most shots.
Yeah, we talked about this. I mean, Jaylen Brown is not the guy, even though I love Jaylen Brown's game.
I think that's Cat's agenda though. So I think that's an issue. But yeah, Ant's definitely the man on the team. You know what I mean? He's the most consistent. He's two-way player.
So we were talking about how you played against Manny, the kid I showed you on Instagram, and he always talks about to me like the defense needs to get more of an advantage, or they need to make rules to tip the scale to the defense a little bit more because it feels like there's less value in scoring because it's done. It's so easy to score these days. That's his take. And do you think there could be rules like to tip the scale the other way a little bit?
Yeah, I don't think you can bring back hand checking because that's the first thing I think everybody thinks about when you
Yeah.
you talk about tipping the scales. I mean,
Or do you just think it's
I also think that we live in like the NBA now or modern basketball. Like people are so much more focused on their brand, and I think so many people don't take the defensive challenge. Now I get it. We are probably more skilled ever offensively than we've ever been in the
Right.
league, but I still think that we just don't like when somebody starts cooking. Like people don't step up and try to take the challenge to like do something. I think that the only way they could really tip the scales that would make sense is if they were able to allow more physical play again and have teams have enforcers.
would that make a better product?
Man, to certain people, absolutely. I don't know who they're targeting towards. You know, if it's like I mean, if you're just targeting towards kids,
Here's what
and
better
casual fans.
Here's what better would equate to. There'll just be more viewers because of this, or less viewers because of this. You know.
I don't know. I don't know who's watching the NBA. That the numbers are spiking like crazy, so they're getting new fans. Are these new fans casuals? Are they more casuals than people who like the nuanced game of basketball?
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say. I don't know. I can't. You got to talk to the NBA commissioner and whatnot, because they're obviously targeting certain type of fans with all of the rule changes. So maybe those people are more casual fans. Maybe casuals have won out. Like, I personally would love if there were more enforcers in the game. Like, if there was more physicality in the game. Like,
in the 90s, there was a lot of casual fans that liked that brand of basketball, you know?
I don't know if – I mean, I know –
I like a more skillful
know,
brand, me personally. Like, I like how it is now.
I think it dilutes scoring. Like you just saw a dude score 70 points and you're like, huh. You know what I mean?
That's fair though.
It's when a guy starts cooking, it's like there's no rhythm disruption. I don't even see that anymore. It's like a guy's hot. It's like, all right, cool, he's hot. Like, what can we do? We just put our hand up and he's cooking. I feel like
it didn't feel like the most impressive scoring game you ever seen, right?
I mean, and it's like, in our eyes that we've seen in our lifetime, it's like the fourth most impressive game.
What do you think is the most?
Kobe. That in our eyes that we've seen.
81.
Kobe's 81 was actually impressive though.
Oh, very
that
impressive.
was like watching.
He was trying to win that shit.
Watching that game was crazy. Like, that shit was nuts. Like, and I also I think that game was just so much more impressive because we hadn't seen a game like that in a long time. Now we've seen Book got 70.
Yeah, but it wasn't really like that though.
Yeah, exactly. Book got 70. Dame got 71 recently. Mitchell got 70 recently. It don't even seem like nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it does. But Kobe's 81 felt like 150, bro. Like that. It looked crazy, bro. Even Kobe's honestly, probably his most impressive game, even more impressive than the 81, was the 62 3/4. That shit was nuts, bro. Because he didn't even shoot that many free throws. The 81, I think he was like 24 for 25 from the free throw line.
Yeah, I think like Jordan's 63 was more impressive than the 69 because it was against Boston.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not only the total of points, it's like where it was, how they did it, the stakes of the game.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I honestly think people don't take the challenge to play defense anymore. I think people kind of give an effort, but like nobody goes, I'm gonna stop your rhythm. Nobody thinks about stopping.
But don't you feel like it's harder to stop players' rhythm because they're so damn skillful these days?
Like, bro, I agree, people are skillful, but if somebody's scoring,
what are they doing with
plus, you better be doing it all. You better be hitting left hand layups, right hand layups, pull up jump shots, mid post. You better be hitting threes. You better be hitting deep threes. You floaters. You gotta hit them with if you aren't scoring like that on me, then you're not putting the effort in. If somebody's doing the same thing over and over and getting 70 on you, then you're not putting the effort in.
Embiid was that much better than the Spurs, though.
It's the Spurs, though. It's the Spurs. Okay.
I don't know what they could have done.
Bro, but I'm just saying, that's how scoring 60 should be. You know what I mean? It should be just a the full repertoire. You got to be okay, there's nothing we can do. We forced him to his weakest side. He's still hitting that shot. We forced him to the middle. Oh, he's still hitting that. Double teams. Okay, triple teams. Okay. It has to be everything. Nowadays, I feel like people are scoring 65, hitting 14 threes, and I'm like, okay, he's shooting threes now. You should probably push him off the fucking line. You know what I mean? At what point? Are you gonna push him off the line? But the game is different, man. I think people don't take pride in defense like they used to. I think it's because nowadays, one clip can ruin your reputation, bro. Like, real talk.
They don't want to end up on that Summer Jam screen.
It's the crazy thing. Like, and I think because of that, nobody is stepping up and taking the challenge defensively.
McConnell, Pat Bev, this guys.
Dog, yeah, Pat Bev does. I'll give Pat Bev credit. You know, he always does. He gets cooked a lot.
Remember Dellavedova, even though it's a while back already?
Oh, man. I love Deli.
He used to
man.
pressure.
Yo, I respect it, bro. You gotta I love Deli, man. I hated that.
LeBron got him paid, right?
That LeBron team, but LeBron got him paid because he was on the platform. Deli's defense got him paid. LeBron had nothing to do with Deli's defense, bro. Because
LeBron made him better.
All right, okay, but I'm saying, like, real talk though, like nobody is stepping up like to take the challenge. The only person I give you know who does it? What's his name? Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
I respect, like, dog, even if
game.
you get cooked, I respect you being like, yo, I'm gonna give you every fucking thing I got right
100%.
now. You know what I mean? And
I like his attitude. I like his attitude.
I feel like Dylan Brooks doesn't even have like a defensive body. He's putting in effort.
He's pretty strong.
He's pretty strong, but like he doesn't have long arms. He's not super quick feet. Like he's just putting effort. There's so many other players in the league that are built.
Motor's a skill and hard work's a skill.
Yeah, obviously. But I'm saying there's so many other players that are built to be great defenders. Built.
Cam Reddish is an effortless defender.
Built to be a great defender that don't take on the challenge. And if they did take on the challenge like that, I think they could be a much better defensive player. You know what I mean? Like, I think that some people might get shut down a little bit.
Dylan Brooks is always good, man. That's why it was funny to see on the internet, like the Dylan Brooks China stuff. I'm like, what? This is ridiculous. Do people really believe this? And I was saying that back then. And this season, you know, I thought he was one of the reasons why Houston would get better, but also his shot selection is better. That guy's a really good basketball player.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was good in college.
Yeah, definitely.
He was good. He's good. He was good at Oregon.
Yeah.
He was annoying in Oregon.
He's annoying now.
He was annoying. I mean, he's always been annoying. He was annoying. I remember in Oregon.
You see that thing he does where he just
just
stares at the opposition?
I love it.
But people are laughing at him. Nobody's scared of him. But
no, I love it, man. Like I said, I told you before about your favorite guy, your best friend, right? I love people who they take on the challenge. They really put an effort to try and stop you because, like, that's how I test how good I am sometimes, you know? Because often, you know, when you start getting hot, like, people will put up a challenge initially. Once you start hitting shots and you hot, it's funny. A lot of people back off. They don't play as hard because now they're like, well, I don't want to be embarrassed now. You know, they kind of like just start half-ass defending. I get that a lot. I'm like, why are you playing less hard now that I'm making more shots? You know, and it's often just because, you know, at that point you don't want to be a spectacle, you know? Like, here's the thing. I've been dunked on by a person who I thought was LeBron James. I still think it might be LeBron James. I don't know if I told you this story.
No.
AAU, we're playing in the national tournament, right? I'm junior, going to be a junior.
That's why you hate LeBron.
Maybe that's why I hate LeBron.
That's why it makes sense.
So I don't know if it was LeBron. It could have been LeBron. It was so we're in the national tournament. So this is where I played against Rashad McCants. I played against TJ Ford. I played against JJ Redick, Sean May, Andre Iguodala, dudes that were in my class. All great. These guys are phenomenal, right? And then there was this one team from Ohio. It's called the Ohio State Sophomores. The best sophomores in the state of Ohio, right? And we're like, oh, these guys are a year younger than us. We're going to smack them. Man, these motherfuckers fucking cooked us. And they had a 6'6" wingman that was just a freak athlete, right? Freak athlete. And at the time, like,
you were like, he might be better than Kobe and Jordan.
No, I wasn't, right? Because he didn't even shoot. I mean, he played like if it was LeBron, it was like Miami LeBron, where he didn't really shoot jump shots. He was just a fast break. Like they just ran fast break the whole time. So he was just a freight train, full speed, right?
Well, did it look like LeBron?
I didn't know who LeBron was at the time, so I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, this was before nobody even knew LeBron. This is going into, so he was just a freshman going into his sophomore year. So I'm going into my junior year, right?
Right.
So he wasn't LeBron yet. You know
So
what I mean?
he dunked on you.
So this is at the time, like, I'm an athlete in high school for Massachusetts. People were like, oh, this kid's an athletic kid, right? And we were down 26 at halftime. They were fucking cooking us, right? They were really good. Honestly, their best player was a point guard who was he dominated us.
Was
But
it the kid Drew that played with him?
I don't know. It was some point guard.
Was he really small?
That was dominant. He was smaller than me, but he wasn't like super small. But he was dominant. He was the.
I mean, you've seen the movie, right? With Romeo Travis and the kid Drew.
Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah, you should watch that.
So this kid's going. They have a fast break, and I'm at half court or like maybe a step in front of the NBA 3-point line, and they give the ball to the baseline, right? And this guy who I think is LeBron is going baseline like this, right, to go dunk it. I'm coming from the 3-point line, right, to go block it. At this point, I can get. I'm going to be a junior. I can get my whole elbow way over the rim, right? I felt like I jumped as high as I've ever jumped in my entire life, bro. That might have been my highest leap ever. This motherfucker crammed it and yelled, boom, at the same fucking time, bro. And it was at the end of the half, too, right? It was like literally at the buzzer.
Crazy.
It was wild, bro. And then I remember, I hit the ground, too, because I fell back. It was a bad.
Wait, he body to body?
Body to body. I swear my head was at the rim. I felt like it. I probably wasn't, but I felt like my head was at the rim. So I get up. I'm going to half. It's halftime. I'm going to the bench, and I'm like, yo, how high was I? Because I was like, yo, I was mad high. He's like, bro, you were mad high. He was higher though. He was higher. He was way higher though. It was crazy.
Was it like this?
It was two hands. A two-hand crazy flush. It was bad. Like, I don't know who the guy was. At the time, I didn't know it was LeBron. I didn't know who LeBron is. But then I started thinking about that play later on in life. And I go, yo, that might have been LeBron James. That might have been LeBron James.
But wasn't LeBron James, like, people were saying he could have played in the NBA in 10th grade. Like, he was really on the radar at that time.
This
What
is
did you?
before 10th grade, though. So this is going into 10th grade. So this is a
So,
summer.
like, 9th grade, he didn't have the hype of 10th grade, right?
No, this is the summer going into 10th grade. So it was Ohio State sophomore.
Because you would have knew you were playing against LeBron if it was after the time he was already hyped by everybody.
Maybe not, because honestly, I mean, I was in high school the next year, and I didn't hear about LeBron until I was a freshman in high school. I'm a freshman in college.
Really?
I just didn't. I mean, I don't like social media wasn't like that. You know what I mean? Like, so there was no social media. Obviously.
Like, I remember when I was playing for Riverside Church, like, everybody was talking about LeBron.
Yeah,
And that was when I was, like,
I heard
in
about
high
him
school.
his junior. No, his.
Like, his.
So going into my freshman year is when I first heard about LeBron. So I was going into my freshman year in college, so he would have been going into his senior year of high school. So like after his junior year. But man, that tournament, I'll tell you another story about what happened in that tournament, right? So we playing against Rashad McCants' team, right? Did
you see Swaggy P talk about Gil's Arena? Like, how, like, it's tough when you're not in the NBA anymore. Look at these dudes. Dudes got a crown on. And yo, I got to send you that
I didn't
shit,
see
bro.
that.
He's like, these guys are musty. Like he was just, his shit was funny, bro.
Swaggy P's funny.
Yeah.
Nah, so I remember, this is my first game, right?
Can I show you that shit on camera? I got to show you.
Show you after the shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is my first game in the a national tournament, right? In Florida, right? We were playing the same place that the Bubble was played at, right?
This Disney, right?
What? This is Disney.
Yeah.
So this is like the national tournament, right? Our team ended up making it there. We went there, so we played against all the best players in the country. It's the first game, right? And we were playing against Rashad McCants' team, and he was a man.
I seen him playing prep
bro.
school, yeah.
Dog, he was so good. He was so good in high school.
And it was aggressive.
Bro, he played like an NBA player in high school.
Yeah,
That's why he was so much better than everybody. Oh, I played against Melo too. Melo was in that tournament. So I'm trying to get recruited, and I look on the sidelines, right? Mike Krzyzewski, Billy Donovan, You know, like John Temple. I mean John Chaney from Temple.
Right.
Like all the best coaches. So like all watching my game, right? Our game. Probably all watching Rashad McCants. Nobody's watching me. But I'm like, bro, I'm about to show up. Right? So they had this team, it was all black kids, and there was one white kid, right? And we just matched up size to size. So I was like, bro, I'm about to pick this white boy's pocket, and I'm going to go down and fucking dunk this shit as hard as I can in front of all these coaches. I should have known. Whole team was black. One white boy, and he was starting. I should have known he was all right. Yo, he hit me with the wop, bro. I fell. I'm not going to lie. I fell. Try to get up, try to steal it on the ground. That's how bad it was, dog. And he dropped the dime, but like it was the first play of the fucking game. Because I was thinking, I'm going to pick this kid's pocket and go up.
You got too aggressive.
Super aggressive. Yo, he hit me with some crazy shit, bro, and I fell and try to steal it on the ground, bro. Try to almost trip him like Gary Payton with my hand.
You were still going at it for those coaches on the side.
But I mean, I think I ended up with 28 that game. I played great. We ended up losing.
You didn't get any mail after that?
D2. D2 schools. Yeah, nothing from those guys on the sideline. I'll tell you that. My game at the time was not sexy. You know what I mean? Like I just didn't know the game. I played for a school that didn't really let you live. You know what I mean? We played a system offense all the time. So I was a system player.
Yo, here's
not a system player.
That was a great clip. That did well on social. I'm not a system player. I'm a system player. Oh. We could end with this, bro. Politics in basketball. I feel like it's often used as an excuse.
What do you mean politics in basketball?
Often when somebody doesn't have the career that they thought they should have, they say it's politics. But my thing is, if you're not an absolute asshole, like absolute, you could be like kind of an asshole, like, and still be all right. If you're not like an absolute knucklehead asshole, you're gonna pretty much get to where you have to go in terms of like what your talent is and your ability. I feel like often the politics thing is used as an excuse.
Okay,
and I do believe there's politics. Like obviously, like it could be a coach's son playing right, like, but at the end of the day, if you keep going at it and you're good, you're gonna get to where you have to go.
Okay, give me a name. So like,
no,
put a name on it,
bro. You're a hooper. You haven't heard people complain about politics.
I understand, but just give me a name. Give me an example.
Give you a name or give you an example?
Yeah, give me a player that you're talking about like that.
But a lot of these players never made it, and the excuse was politics.
Oh, that never made it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. I thought you meant their NBA careers. Okay. I mean,
like just growing up through the ranks, like it's politics. Another one is injuries, because an injury could derail you. Like I had 3 knee surgeries. Like when there's a will, there's a way. You could keep going after most injuries. Now, like, shouts to Jay Will. Like I seen him playing Chelsea Piers after the injury, and there was no way he was gonna like be a good NBA player after that. Like the way he just walks, right? Like there's certain injuries you can't come back from. But I feel like a lot of players just use that, like, oh, I had an injury, that's why I didn't play, I didn't make it. Like injuries and politics are like the 2 biggest excuses. And as I said last episode, an excuse sounds like an excuse even if it's valid.
Yeah, no, I mean, here's the thing, right? Politics does play a huge part, and
if you're great, you're gonna get
hold on. Let me.
You're gonna get where you have to go,
right? This is the thing, right? Everybody's not born at the same place. You know what I mean? Like everyone has a different journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people, right? Their journey is so much longer, and they have the mental bandwidth to be able to handle it. Some other people have just enough bandwidth if their journey is slightly shorter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some people who, if they were born in some random country, their parents didn't know anything about basketball, and they fell in love with it, they were going to figure out a way to get there no matter what. And then there's certain people who, like, their parents put a ball in their hand, right? And like, not saying it's easy, but they had enough to kind of get there. But if they were that other person that was in that random country, they would have been like, you know what? I love this shit, but I can't do that. So like everyone's situation is so different, you know what I mean? And like I truly think that like if I was like I didn't have the bandwidth to be like I'm making the league no matter what. But if I had a dad that was like, yo,
I mean, you played well into your 30s, like
I understand, but
so-
like, dog, I didn't practice. Like there's motherfuckers that played as long as I did every day doing drills, doing this, going, figuring out, calling different places, what country can I play in, what teams I need an agent. Like, dog, I never did none of that shit. I just went to the court and just played. You know what I mean? And I loved the game. You know, but I didn't have that. That's a whole different thing. But if I had like someone who maybe went through the channels and failed,
that always helps.
bro, like it would have been so much. I would have put in the work to get there, but I just didn't know where to go, and I didn't have the bandwidth to knock on every fucking door. But some people got that. So politics plays a huge part as well too, and not in the way like everyone's like, well, my coach hated on me. Blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Like that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but but sometimes that is also part of the politics. There's some people that are like, yo, I just need support. Like, dog, like as good as I was as a player, I never had one coach that was like, bro, I see more in you. You can get better. You can do this. You can do like almost every team I played on, I probably was one of the most talented players on the team in terms of like I could shoot, I could play defense, I was athletic. You know what I mean? Where like some people could maybe shoot better than me but they didn't have all of the specs that I had. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I was missing was like, I guess my feel for the game was lacking because I started playing at 13. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have all of this. Like I was always getting better later in my career. And like no coach was ever like, man, you have all of these things. If we can put all this together, often coaches were like, well, you're missing this, so this is all you can do.
Time into.
Yeah, and that's like so. It's the same thing. The politics with coaches. The reason some coaches are really good is because they see something in someone and they can take them to another level. There's so many coaches that often just see what is missing in somebody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like that plays a part. There's so many motherfuckers that made it to the league just because other people believed in them and more than they believed in themselves. And that is part of the politics. You know what I mean? Like there's so many fucking talented people that I know if like the right person found them, they would have been in the league. Absolutely. But nobody had enough time or effort to put it, or believed in them enough or, saw something in them to get them to the next level. So everybody's journey is different, man. Like nowadays, look at the motherfuckers that go to the league. Every motherfucker that goes to the league has some level of association with the NBA, probably in a previous generation. Almost every motherfucker. If it isn't a cousin, a family member, or whatever, or somebody that knows somebody that took them to a camp. Like
played another professional sport.
Or played another professional. Yeah. Like it's so like, dog, you can't tell me that those motherfuckers are the most talented basketball players to play the game. There's a lot of dudes that just probably are nasty as shit, but like they have no person that's like, yo, you got to go to this camp. You got to play at this thing. You got to go to this. Like, dog, I didn't have none of that. And on top of it, I played in a bad basketball market. You know what I mean? Like, there's dudes that I know I talk to now that are like, bro, if you grew up in New York, you had a chance, bro. You had a chance if you grew up in New York. Because somebody would have seen you and be like, yo, you got to go here, you got to do this, you got to do that. You know what I mean? But people in Massachusetts, it's all about education, like sports.
Bad basketball culture.
It's just not a nurturing basketball culture. I don't want to say it's a bad basketball culture. I think it's a very, very good sports state, Massachusetts. Like, they excel in sports. But,
well, the Basketball Hall of Fame's there.
Yeah, but the thing about, for them, it's more about sports as a conduit to build your education. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you don't get a lot
yeah.
of athletes out there. I mean, it's an academic space.
A lot of prep schools where good players go to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even colleges are good too. You know what I mean? So, but
yeah.
So
well, there you have it. Another episode with Ash and Combo. He's with us. We're here. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to punch down, even though Ash doesn't like when I use that term, on that subscribe button. Wherever you're listening to us, don't forget to rate, review, and punch down on that subscribe button on your audio podcast feed. Ash has been telling me he's been getting some people watching us on that YouTube app. Keep watching, but don't forget, as I said earlier, to punch down on that subscribe button because you're with us and we're out.